Welcome to this video where I'm going to demonstrate how to design a 3D plane like this into something with color, with different objects on it, and with mountains and peaks, and to do so quickly. So let's get started. To start off, we need to create the plane that we want to be decorating. You can do that by right-clicking, going down to 3D Objects, and selecting Plane. Here I have the prefabs of assets that I would want to essentially duplicate a lot of times. So there are multiple ways I can do that. Now there's one really slow method, and that is individually adding every single tree you want, slowly, just like this. Then if I want a plant, I can do that. If I want some grass, I can do that. But as you can see, that will probably take a lot of time, especially if you want to make this a larger plane, if you want to add a bunch of different objects. It's going to take a lot more time than you would like. So there are tools that Unity has specifically for planes, and then also for smaller planes. So here the scale is still just 1. So let's say your scale for your plane is about 1,000. This tool may not work. So if it doesn't work, it might be because of the size of your plane, and you might want to just either create a bunch of smaller planes or just change the size. And so the tool is Polybrush. Now, not all versions of Unity have working Polybrush, or there are some kinks to different versions of Unity, but in 2019 and 2020, and I believe the 2018 version, it should be working. So you can install Polybrush by going up, clicking Window, and going to your Package Manager. Inside of Packet Manager, make sure to be looking under All Packages. And if you search, in my case, I already have it pulled up, but let's say you are automatically on the first one. If you look up Poly, as you can see, Polybrush pops up. So first, install the tool itself, and then it allows you to import these different samples, which I would recommend. They don't take up too much space, so I would import all 3. And Polybrush, it allows you to do this design process a lot more quickly, and it even adds certain tools that the terrain feature has. For example, allows you to raise the plane, lower the plane, allows you to actually create colors on the plane. And so we're going to look at that all in a second. So now we have the Polybrush, and we can close that. And then now you can go up to Tools and select Polybrush. And so you want to open this Polybrush window, and then I'm going to just add it to my inspector so I can toggle between that. Now, Polybrush, if I want to do exactly what I was doing before with adding a bunch of objects, you click this 4th object, and then you can add different, so for example, I can drag my prefabs down here, drag them, drag this, and what I do is if I select it, this is going to be the one that I'm planting. So as you can see these green lines, and then this tool by my pointer. If you don't see the green lines, that means that the Polybrush isn't going to work, and that can be, again, because of your plane size. And so here I can super quickly add a bunch of these, and then if I want to switch, so if I want to switch to grass, I can super quickly add lots of grass. And this is so much better than having to individually drag everything. I can add trees really quickly. And that's what's wonderful about Polybrush. It's really for your convenience. And if you look, these are all game objects. It's not like a tile map in 2D where it's all part of it, like a single tile map. These are individual. So if I did want to, let's say, move this piece of grass, I can move it. I can look at it in the inspector. So they are still individual game objects, and they're all already under this plane that we have created. And so other parts of Polybrush, you can raise or lower the setting. Again, if you don't see the green lines, that means there's something that's not working. So you can elevate. So as you can see, we have a mound right there. You can do that a lot more. And you can essentially just form your own type of terrain Yeah, and you can create mountains through this. And you can also, this helps even it out, smoothen what you've created. And then there are also options to change the color. So it says it doesn't look like you have any of these materials on your object that support vertex colors. So you need to create a material that allows for that. And so you can do that by create material. And so we'll say, we'll just leave new material for now. And then we go back to our inspector. And so what we want to do is we want to change the shader. And that's why what we had to do is add the samples. So we're going to import these into our project. Import, import, import. And so we have different shaders that we can use. And so they're different textures, so that now when we go to assets, material, shader, as you can see, Polybrush is now an option. It wasn't before. And now we can select standard vertex color. And then when we go back to Polybrush, we apply this to our plane. So this tool can really allow you to create your own colors. You can select whatever you want, and you can add it to different parts of your plane. However, if you want your plane to be a solid color, for example, you can just change the color of the material. So let's say I want my entire plane to just be green. I can do that, and then I can also change parts of it with Polybrush. So that's just a really quick and easy way, this Polybrush tool, to spice up your plane and to quickly and easily add prefabs of your objects and to really spice up that plane. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have learned something that you can implement into your own project.